Every evening you have a choice: to let the day fade into chaos, or to reclaim your mind before sleep steals it away. Most people collapse into bed exhausted, letting the noise of the day linger in their thoughts, replaying the stress, the frustrations, and the unresolved problems. Every email unanswered, every argument remembered, every task unfinished. The mind replays it all like a loop, and we carry that weight into our rest. But the truth is, how you end your day determines how you wake up tomorrow. If your evenings are scattered, reactive, or dominated by distractions, your mornings will follow the same pattern. And yet most of us end the day reacting instead of reflecting, letting the small irritations, the minor frustrations, and the unnecessary worries dictate the state of our mind as we drift to sleep. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if you could end your day intentionally? What if the last hour before sleep became a sanctuary, a deliberate, sacred time for clarity, peace, and mental growth? Imagine turning your evenings into a space of fortitude, a moment to untangle the noise, review the lessons, and prepare your mind for the challenges of tomorrow. Imagine ending your day not as a passive participant, but as an architect of your own thoughts, your own habits, and your own future. This is not a fantasy. This is discipline. This is the Stoic approach to mastering your inner life. The way we can take ownership of our mental state even when the world around us feels chaotic. Your evenings are the final act of control you have over your mind each day. And like a Stoic, you have the power to decide which thoughts linger, which habits take root, and which seeds of action you plant for tomorrow. Most people spend their evenings scrolling endlessly on their phones, consumed by the world's chaos, letting social media, the news, or other distractions dictate how they feel as they fall asleep. The last moments before sleep, moments that could be used to build clarity, peace, and intentionality, are instead surrendered to mindless scrolling and endless comparison. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can reclaim those precious minutes. You can decide to end your day deliberately instead of letting it end you. Consider this. What if, instead of surrendering your mind to the noise, you claimed it as your own? What if you dedicated just 1 hour each evening to reflection, to intentional action, and to rewiring your mind for calm, focus, and clarity? Small, consistent evening practices compound over time. They build mental resilience that you can rely on, the kind of inner strength that carries you through stressful mornings, difficult decisions, and moments when the world tries to pull you off course. They are like planting seeds at sunset, nurturing them with thought, attention, and care so that by morning you wake not just rested but ready, disciplined, and in command of your mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Each evening, you have the chance to live that principle, to review your actions, to observe where you were reactive, and to notice where you acted with discipline or could have exercised more self-control. The mind that ends the day with reflection and intentional practice is stronger than the one that drifts passively into sleep, letting the chaos of the world set the tone for tomorrow. Every thought you untangle, every distraction you resist, every insight you record builds a foundation for your morning. Discipline, the same discipline that will rewire your mind in 2026, just like we explore in this video. And here's the key. The small evening actions you take today will transform your mornings. When you practice reflection, gratitude, and intention tonight, you wake up tomorrow with a mind ready to act, ready to think clearly, ready to take on the day with purpose. If you're finding value in this guidance, take a moment to like the video. It helps more people discover these practices. Also, comment below with what you plan to implement tonight. Will you journal? Will you reflect on your habits? Or will you simply pause and breathe? Sharing your plan helps reinforce your commitment and inspires others to start mastering their evenings too. Remember, your evening is not a passive ending. It is your last opportunity each day to shape your mind, to plant the seeds that will grow into strength, focus, and clarity in the morning. Choose to end your day intentionally. Choose reflection over distraction, action over passivity, and presence over chaos. The evening is yours. Use it wisely, and you will wake tomorrow prepared to live, with the kind of discipline and power that transforms not just your day, but your life. Begin with gratitude. Before your head even touches the pillow, take a moment to list 3 concrete things that went well today. Not vague, abstract notions, like family or health, but specific moments that you truly experienced. The conversation that unexpectedly lifted your spirits, the quiet moment when the world felt still, the small victory that went unnoticed but mattered to you. Maybe it was the email you finally sent, the way you handled a difficult situation, or the simple fact that you showed up when it would have been easier not to. By doing this, you signal to your brain that your life is already abundant, that you already have what you need, and that fulfillment is present in the everyday moments. Gratitude before sleep anchors your mind, dissolves anxiety, and sets the stage for rest that strengthens rather than diminishes you. It primes your subconscious to notice abundance instead of lack, preparing your mind for a morning of purpose and clarity, the same clarity that your morning discipline cultivates. If this resonates, take a moment now to like the video. It helps these practices reach more people who need to reclaim their mornings and evenings alike. Next, speak to yourself with intention. Review the internal dialogue that ran unchecked throughout your day. Did you feed your mind with fear, doubt, and judgment? Or did you consciously reinforce your capacity to act, endure, and grow? Did you speak to yourself as an ally or a critic? Before sleep, affirm aloud, I acted with strength today. I endured. I learned. I improved. These simple statements, repeated nightly, slowly retrain your mind to see itself as capable, resilient, and committed to growth. Over time, this nightly habit rewires your perception of yourself, just as the morning discipline rewires your day. Both practices work in tandem. Your morning sets the tone, your evening consolidates the gains. Comment below with the affirmation you plan to use tonight. Sharing your intention helps strengthen your commitment and inspires others to begin their own evening ritual. But reflection and affirmation alone aren't enough. Action precedes mastery. What can you do tonight to ensure tomorrow is better? Perhaps it's preparing your environment for focus, laying out your clothes, planning your first morning task, writing down your most important goals. These small but deliberate actions create a bridge from intention to reality. They carry you from thought to habit, from reflection to transformation. The Stoics remind us that we are responsible for our choices and preparations. What you do tonight dictates the ease with which you rise and the clarity you bring into the first moments of your morning. Small, consistent actions compound. Just as planting a seed in the evening ensures growth in the morning, your nightly preparation fuels the discipline and momentum that rewire your mind for success in 2026. Movement is equally essential at night as it is in the morning. Stretch, release tension, breathe deeply. Allow your body to signal to your mind that it is time to transition, to release the stress, and to restore. Even 5 minutes of conscious physical release, rolling your shoulders, loosening your neck, stretching your spine, will calm your nervous system and reinforce a state of readiness for renewal. The connection between body and mind is undeniable. As in the morning, when movement primes energy and focus, movement at night signals rest, resets your energy, and allows the mental gains of reflection and gratitude to fully integrate. Next, consider journaling. Capture your thoughts without judgment. Review the day's challenges, where you reacted, where you exercised restraint, where you learned. Observe patterns without blame. Stoics teach that perception shapes reality. By noting where you allowed impulses to dictate your actions, you create the opportunity to choose differently next time. Your journal becomes a mirror of your growth, a concrete record of your mastery over self, one night at a time. Perhaps you will notice a repeated source of frustration or a recurring thought that pulls your mind into distraction. Seeing it on paper gives you the power to interrupt the cycle, to plan your response, and to end the day with control rather than chaos. This is the mental counterpart to your morning discipline. Just as you shape your thoughts at sunrise, you consolidate your gains at sunset. Finally, embrace silence. Sit quietly, even for a few minutes, and observe your mind without interference. Let the day's noise fade. The constant chatter, the unresolved anxieties, the external pressures. They do not belong in these moments. In stillness, your mind recalibrates, separating what matters from what does not. You cannot always control what happens, but you can control how you process it. The evening silence is a final act of sovereignty over your own mind. It is the quiet before sleep, where your subconscious can absorb lessons, where your reflections become integrated, and where the intentions for tomorrow are planted. Over time, these moments of stillness reinforce the discipline and focus that carry you through your mornings, when the world is loud and distraction is easy. As you practice this nightly ritual, gratitude, affirmations, preparation, movement, journaling, silence, you create a rhythm of intentional living. Each evening becomes a chance to reclaim your mind, to repair what the day may have unsettled, and to set the stage for a morning that begins with clarity, discipline, and purpose. If you've found value in this guide, like the video to help more people discover the power of evening reflection. Comment below on one evening practice you'll commit to tonight. Will it be journaling, stretching, gratitude, or silence? Your small choice tonight will echo in tomorrow's morning, just as your morning discipline rewires your mind for strength and focus. Remember, your evening is not a passive ending. It is the final act of control over your thoughts, your habits, and your future. End your day intentionally. End it with awareness, reflection, and care. Plant the seeds of gratitude, clarity, and resilience tonight, and watch them blossom with unstoppable force in your mornings, your days, and your life. Visualization completes the ritual, but don't rush it. Allow yourself to sit with it, to step fully into the evening as an active participant in your own transformation. Close your eyes and picture tomorrow as the person you intend to be. See yourself calm, focused, disciplined, resilient. Picture the way you will move through the day, deliberate, intentional, unshaken by the noise and chaos around you. Imagine responding to every challenge with composure, making decisions aligned with your highest principles, and acting from a place of wisdom rather than impulse. See yourself handling conversations with patience, taking action with confidence, and remaining grounded even when things don't go as planned. The brain does not distinguish vividly imagined action from real action. By visualizing these moments, you are training your neural pathways. You are priming yourself for the behaviors that lead to the outcomes you desire. Your mind begins to accept that these actions are not only possible, they are inevitable if you choose to act from discipline, clarity, and strength. Think of this as mental rehearsal. The same way an athlete visualizes their performance or a musician rehearses a scale, you are rehearsing your life. The more you see yourself living intentionally, the more your subconscious mind begins to align with that vision, guiding your actions automatically towards success. Gratitude, affirmations, reflection, movement, silence, and visualization. These are not just routines. They are a shield, a fortress you build in the last hour before sleep. They protect your mind from the residue of the day, stress, distraction, doubt, and worry. They restore your energy and prime your brain to wake up ready to act with intention. This is the essence of evening discipline, the stoic practice that turns ordinary nights into tools of transformation. And like any discipline, it is simple in principle, but profoundly transformative in practice. You do not need grand gestures, you only need consistency. 1 hour of intentional practice each night compounds into a life that is unstoppable. Your evenings are not idle, They are your final statement of power over your mind each day. How you end determines how you begin. Most people let the day close for them. They scroll, they binge, they drift, they surrender to noise, and as a result, they wake tired, reactive, and fragmented. But you are not most people. You have the power to choose differently. You can choose to close your day with focus, with reflection, with intention. You can choose to reclaim your mind instead of surrendering it. And when you do, you wake up tomorrow ready to reclaim your life, just as the morning discipline video shows, where your first hour sets the tone for everything to come. Now, take a moment. Picture yourself moving through tomorrow with clarity. Visualize making every decision as the version of yourself you want to be, the disciplined, resilient, intentional version. See yourself overcoming obstacles, staying calm under pressure, and acting from a place of purpose. Feel it in your body, in your chest, in your mind. Imagine the sense of satisfaction that comes from living aligned with your principles. These mental images are not fantasy. They are your blueprint, and the more vividly you rehearse them, the more your brain treats them as real, creating the neural pathways that turn visualization into action. Evening discipline is a bridge between today and tomorrow. It is the last act of sovereignty over your mind before sleep. Each night as you go through gratitude, reflection, affirmations, movement, silence, and visualization, you are planting seeds of focus, resilience, and strength. And when you wake, those seeds are ready to grow into the habits, mindset, and energy that carry you through the day. This is why your evening matters as much as your morning. The morning discipline video shows you how to start your day with power, but the evening ritual ensures that power lasts. One cannot exist without the other. Together, they create a mental fortress that surrounds your life with clarity, energy, and purpose. Remember, this is not about perfection. Some nights will falter, some evenings will feel rushed, some reflections incomplete, and that is okay. Stoicism is not about never failing, it is about returning to the practice consistently, about showing up for yourself day after day. The practice itself is your anchor. Each night of discipline, repeated over time, rewires your mind, strengthens your resilience, and cultivates a life lived intentionally. It trains your brain to recognize what is important and to filter out the noise. It creates the momentum that carries over into tomorrow's morning, into tomorrow's actions, into tomorrow's life. So tonight, before sleep claims you, take control. Reclaim your thoughts. Reflect on your day. Release what no longer serves you. Prepare your environment for tomorrow. Visualize the person you are becoming. Build the mental fortress that carries you through the world. And as the Stoics remind us, the only thing truly in our control is how we act, how we think, and how we respond. Master that, and you master your life. If this message resonates, like the video right now, not just once, but if you feel it, do it multiple times. Every like helps this wisdom reach someone who might need it tonight, someone who hasn't yet realized the power of evening discipline. And don't stop there. Comment below with one evening habit you will commit to tonight. Will it be gratitude, affirmations, journaling, silence, visualization? Share it in the comments so you solidify your commitment and inspire others to reclaim their nights as well. Remember this, your evening is your final act of choice. It is your last opportunity each day to train your mind, strengthen your habits, and direct your future. Don't let it slip away. Like the video now to honor the power you have to shape your life, and comment your first step tonight. Make this ritual yours. Begin tonight and watch how the discipline you build in these quiet hours transforms your mornings, your days, and ultimately your life. Your mind is a garden. Your evening is the sunset when the seeds are planted. Visualize, reflect, act, and rest. Tomorrow you will rise ready. You will rise disciplined. You will rise strong. And all of it begins tonight, with the choices you make in the last hour before sleep. Like this video, comment your intention, and take control of your life tonight.